What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of First Eps. We're continuing the holiday extravaganza.
Holiday Central here at First Eps.
Yeah, and the best way to continue a holiday party is to watch a Lifetime movie.
I was going to say more shitty movies.
More shitty movies. My name is Eric.
I'm Keith.
And this is First Eps Holiday.
All right, so I just finished some milk and cookies. Your wife just created some delicious Oreos dipped in chocolate, and I'm finishing up with a glass of milk.
So I'm drinking beer like a real man. And we're ready to talk about another quality Christmas classic. Dare I say it?
You think it's gonna? You dared, and I mean, do you think? Well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it rose to the level of classic, but I'm excited to talk about it, and we'll see what you think at the end.
Yeah. So for those of you who are just tuning in, last week we watched a brand new Hallmark Christmas movie, and that was a steaming pile of shit. This week, so Keith said that
they're not always like that. I've liked some Hallmark films.
Yes, I know you do. You're.
So, for those just joining in, so we're catching them up. I don't want them to think that that all Hallmark movies are piles of
Yes.
shit.
Okay. You're right. Not all of them, but that one was.
Yeah.
But you've said that there's different levels to these holiday movies.
Yes.
The Hallmark ones, they're rated G.
Yep.
They're very
like a kiss on the lips, barely is acceptable, and that's it.
And then you said there is also Lifetime Christmas movies, which is one of the ones that we watched for tonight's show.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then what's Marvista?
The Marvista franchise.
Is that above Lifetime in terms of?
I would say it's Lifetime adjacent in terms of nip ratio and a little more edgy, if you will.
Okay.
But the quality of the filmmaking, the production value is lesser.
Less than a Lifetime movie.
Yes.
I look forward to it.
Yes.
All right, so this movie we watched it's called The Holiday Fix-Up. It was on Lifetime streaming. You could get it if you have a cable package. So not technically a streaming movie, but
Yeah, we did stream it, but we could have watched it on cable.
Yeah.
So we kind of skirted the boundary.
Yeah, if you need to pirate it, do it. Do whatever you can to watch this instant Christmas classic, The Holiday Fix-Up.
You think it's out there to be pirated? Like, people have done that with these? Because they come out, 3 movies a day.
Dude, anything.
Do people,
anything is able to be pirated.
There are 3 Hallmark movies that come out every minute.
Yeah.
And they just pirate everything?
Yeah.
Wow.
What else?
I can see, a big Marvel movie, but,
Yeah. Well, you're
Fix
not going
It Up Christmas?
You're not going to buy a DVD of The Holiday Fix-Up on the streets of New York. But it's out there on the dark webs somewhere.
Some crazy mother, not a mother, just a mother is looking for this.
Exactly.
On the dark
she
web.
needs the Lifetime fix. Her subscription lapsed.
Yep.
And she's like, not now, God, not now.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about it.
All right. So, Fixer Up Special. What was it called again? Remind me.
The Holiday Fix-Up.
Holiday Fix-Up, right.
So it starts out. So the premise of this one was, we knew beforehand that it's a girl has a fixer-up show, and
I know, like an HGTV kind of thing.
Yeah, and then it becomes some sort of a love story with an old flame. So we knew that going in.
Yep.
So let's see, how it came about.
Yeah. Let's get the bones to that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know what you're trying to say. Let's bone it.
Let's flesh to those bones. That's what I want to say.
All right, so it starts out with the Sam Fix. This is the name of her television show. It's like an HGTV home remodeling show, and it's done with a shitty camcorder thing, and then it was so over the top. Now my first question is how do people making a movie, this Lifetime movie, not know what it's like to make a movie, because it was so poorly done.
I thought, oh shit, this is going to be awful.
Was it just dumbed down?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it was to make her seem like a very unlikable character. Because it's actually really hard to do, because later on, she grew on me quite immensely.
Yeah, she's a likable character, and she has this home remodeling show, but they kept pulling her out and saying, we'll add that in post, and I'm like, first of all, that's going to be way more expensive to cut and paste or
CGI
whatever.
A hug. They wanted a
Instead
CGI
of
a
just
hug.
giving her 10 more seconds to like ask a
But
question.
her money is. She's like Mariah
weird.
Carey. Her money is like her value goes. Yeah.
I wouldn't
She's
classify
the diva.
her as a Mariah Carey.
She's the diva of the HGTV network. So like they need to get her moving to the next gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, every time it was like, so how do you like it? And then like just in the payoff, like you wait the entire show for them to be like, show them the remodeling. So how do you like it? And then her like
that bee is out.
Her manager comes in, pushes her out. Next.
Yeah, it was so
annoying.
It was so like just it's ham-fisted. That's the term.
It was.
It just yeah.
Yeah, ham-handed, ham-fisted.
Yeah, the whole thing was
ham,
just
everything.
sparkle cut ham. I don't know, but yeah. It started out rough, and I was like, "This is gonna be tough."
It did start rough. So now she's in her meeting with her her manager, and he's like, "You made the cover of Fixer Upper magazine." Now, in the remodeling world,
Yeah.
Fixer Upper, probably a prestigious mag.
I mean, only people like Mariah Carey are on the cover of that.
But if you see the magazine Fixer Upper with this woman on the cover,
Yeah.
like it has like. To me, like, she's a bit of a fixer-upper.
Like she herself is a fixer-upper.
Yeah, like,
okay.
it's a little derogatory, I think.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I mean...
You didn't go that way? That's what I went.
I didn't, but...
Yeah, well, I am the brains of this operation.
Exactly, and I'm not the brawn, so I don't know what that makes me.
So, unfortunately, so she got the Fixer-Upper magazine, but Haley got the Christmas special. This is her competitor... And, this is a big deal.
It was a live Christmas special, right? It was something like that. Yeah. And
this is what kind of spurred all of the remaining things to happen in this movie.
Because Haley was like, real, like, a
people person.
Yeah, she's out there. She's got social media presence. Yep. She's just, snapping pictures. Everyone loves Haley. But, she doesn't get anything done. Whereas our heroine here, Sam, she gets a lot done. She's famous. She knows her craft.
Yeah. Sure.
But
we gleaned all that from the 30 seconds they talked about Haley. So one of my favorite parts of the entire thing was the next scene when manager is in his office playing with his shark vacuum cleaner. That was a very blatant, just not even product placement, but just a commercial within this movie where it's like, wow, this shark vacuum really does everything it needs to. And he's like throwing dirt on it. It picks up everything.
You're right, and they did. That was one of the things they gave them as a housewarming gift too in one of the shows.
Yeah,
was a shark vacuum. That's what they played. They first showed it to us, and we saw the second scene where it really starred. It was really the star of that scene. It really was. Was the shark vacuum scene with the manager,
and it made an appearance later in the movie too. The shark vacuum. So
see, I must have blacked out during that part again. I don't remember that part. We'll talk about that. That's we'll look forward to that. Every one of us now.
The blacking out.
No. I mean, me and the audience here, because we don't know when it's going to come back again. So I can't wait for you to tell us.
Yeah, it does. It does come back again.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
We'd like to just say that Shark Vacuum on sale now at any location where you could buy vacuums, and it is the best vacuum cleaner out there. Thanks, Shark. Okay, so now she decides that she wants to, or she doesn't really decide. Her manager's kind of like, take a little break, take some time off, some you time, have a personal thing, whatever. So she goes back to her apartment. She's like, I'm going to crack open this book. And it looks like a worn hardback book, yellowed pages. Yeah. And the title of the book is Monetizing Your Social Media.
It was great. And the cover was with like very 80s, like infographics,
yes. Dude.
Bizarre. What was the social media in the 80s? Like the radio?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, obviously that wasn't even a term then. But what would be social media? The newspaper?
I don't think it was intended to be an old book, but it was just a poor choice by the prop department.
Awful.
And the writers to have someone like, if you're gonna be like, how do I monetize my social media? It's more of something you would like go online.
Yes,
go
exactly.
Check out a blog.
She's gonna go. She's not gonna read a book, especially like you said, one that's been sun faded for the past 25 years.
Next we meet another one of the main characters. Jack, he is the
little time about Jack and Sam.
He is the inn at wherever she's from. I forget what
Beaver Mill Falls.
Beaver Mill Falls.
No, something to
Bell
Marina.
Harbor.
That was at Bell Harbor. Another harbor here, people, like last month.
So he said a tree fell into the inn. He would like her help, because she's this big time remodeler thing. She's like, I don't know.
I mean, then she looks at it though, and it's pretty severe.
Rita died.
Well, not from the accident.
No. So Jack's wife Rita, they make sure to tell us that she is dead.
Rita died. Yeah. And so Jack is, transitioning right now to life single again, and they decided, now that this accident happened, maybe he needs some support. So she decides she's going to go back.
Yes.
But she has an ulterior motive too.
Yeah. Well, so she. Like you're talking about her social media.
Yeah.
She's trying to get
she's going to decide that she can, maybe she can make this into a story too. So.
Yeah. Well, she was told she needs to up her social media game, which is obviously why she's reading this book, and to be a little bit more personal. She doesn't put herself out there.
So this could kill two birds with one stone. Personal story, with the inn, Rita. Everybody cries about a good story when you.
So needless to say. This happens. Yep. She goes to her hometown to fix up this inn for the Harbor Fest.
And she's a celeb. Everybody's like,
she's a celeb.
There she is. Yep. She's back.
And then we meet our other main character, Coop, who was her high school sweetheart, and they had some sort of a breakup, and he's like in this cafe just going on and on and on about her, about Sam. Like it's something he talks about every single day.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
It was so weird. It was such a long scene, and he was like, do you think I shouldn't have? And it's like, really? Like, this was how many years later? And then you're talking about it, and then, of course, guess who walks in?
Sam! And, of course, his sister, who he's talking to, doesn't tell him to stop talking. She just lets him be overheard.
Maria Menounos.
Yes, and enter the scene, Maria. Thank you. And what do you think about Maria? Did she seem like a Beaver Hills Falls kind of woman to you?
No, maybe a transplant. She's like on the run from like the
House of Gucci,
an ex-husband. Yeah, but no, she definitely didn't seem to fit. Now I'm not real familiar with Maria Menounos in her work. I know her name just because it's fun to say.
Yeah, everybody knows that name. It's famous.
But I thought she was great in this.
Yeah, thought she was fine. She just seemed a little like miscast to be in this kind of a town. But,
very true. Yeah. But it's her best friend or whatever, the Sam, also like, I mean,
they looked very similar.
They did look very similar, and she, didn't look like a. I don't know. Is there a type of a small town harbor girl? Are we?
I mean, I just feel like New England, because I think this was New England again, also supposedly.
I don't think they ever said.
They didn't. Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember ever reading it.
Yeah, this is another one of those mysterious harbors somewhere. Who knows where? We'll talk more about the scenery, I think, in a little bit. But
yeah, so she meets Coop again. Sam runs into Coop, and of course it's awkward.
Yeah,
they had this relationship. How many years ago? It was not a good breakup.
Nope, she had to go follow fame. He didn't want to leave his home and his history.
Yeah, so they're another great part. They're at the coffee shop, and he's like, yes, I know you though, and he goes to like give her some cream. She's like, you don't know me that well, and she goes and gets the only other jug next in the coffee thing, and it's almond milk. These are the two options: cream or almond milk. And she's like, you don't know me that well, and pours almond milk in her coffee. Quality writing. That's all I gotta say. Lifetime, you know what you're doing, babes. We need another option here. We can't just have cream. We got to write in a whole thing. Yeah, almond milk.
Yes. Yeah. Because she's one of those. Now she's probably like a California girl now.
Yeah. So next week, our next scene, we're meeting Bell Harbor. Where the camera's going around. We're seeing all the snow that's fallen.
And by all the snow, there's like 2 puffs of cotton. And a little bit of, maybe there was one like yard that they kind of put some snow on.
It was one of the worst like interpretations of a winter I've ever seen.
It was awful. It was
bright greens everywhere.
Way more blatant too than the Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
Like at least the Hallmark tries to like do that bokeh, so you just see like a sea of green, but it's like it's blurred green. This is like they are just showing you crystal clear the green foliage.
Yeah. And the hydrangeas
and
that were in blossom.
Full bloom. And then, there's a little bit of like some white cotton thrown on top of one of the hydrangeas,
and it's very obvious, just like cotton. It doesn't even look like snow.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very exciting.
It was entertaining the entire time.
And then we go to Jack. We see the inn, the damage that's done to the inn. There's a lot of work to be done.
Oh yeah, one wall is just missing.
Yeah,
just gone.
And Jack told her before she came out, he's like, I got a team ready. And then she gets there. Now, she's at a time crunch. It's like 10 days until Christmas, until the harbor thing. She's like, okay, where's the team? And he's like, well, here's the team. And guess who it is? Guessed right. It's Coop.
Oh, my God, of course.
Looking there, handsome with his tool belt on.
Yep.
How do you feel about Coop? Where does he rank?
The Cannavale scale?
On the Cannavale scale. Where's Coop?
70%? He's fine.
All right, yeah. He was handsome. He was a handsome leading man. Yeah. How does he compare against the guy from the Hallmark movie? Who was more handsome?
I'm trying to remember the guy from the Hallmark movie.
Suits.
I think I found him more attractive.
Yeah.
Hallmark movie guy.
Coop has a better personality, though.
Absolutely.
That guy was
he was
a
kind
robot.
of like a Debbie Downer, though.
He was. He was not. He was a very negative person.
But it did seem more real. The other guy did seem
that
more
was
like a robot.
Yeah, more real.
Yeah.
And what about Sam?
I liked her a lot. She's beautiful. I think she's higher than him. I would give her an 80.
Yeah, she was great. She was much more likable.
Yep.
Much more, even more realistic than him. I thought. I mean, the acting already way better, leagues better than the Hallmark movie.
Yeah, it was really funny. You could actually see that. I feel like they actually had some chemistry with them, and
yes,
because I don't think that Lifetime puts that kind of restraint on to be like, wholesome. Whereas I think that must just permeate everything with a Hallmark movie.
They're so worried that they're going to have
it's censored. Like if they I don't even know. Like if a cold breeze blows and one of their nipples gets erect, they're out of there. God
forbid.
They're never going to be seen again in a Hallmark movie.
No, that's getting
Lifetime will call them up in a second.
Yeah,
but
bring those nips over here.
But seriously,
Bring in the wind.
That's the Mar Vista. They do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, ice bucket challenge on everyone.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you know that Jack's wife Rita was dead?
Yeah. That happened a lot. Jack was an uncomfortable character to me.
They said that Rita died. I want to go back and count how many times they say it. So many times where it was uncomfortable, like it was like they were just making fun of Jack.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Jack, remember Rita's dead? Your loving wife.
He had that weird kind of like half smile, half like.
Yeah, it was like a
way
weird
of talking because of you don't think he had dentures, but I think he had dentures, and it just made it look like a weird overbite underbite thing.
Yeah, to me he looked like the clown from the Saw movies. You know who I'm talking about?
With like the circles on his cheeks.
Yeah, that guy. But like a Christmas version,
like a Pinocchio meets like Saw clown.
Exactly.
Okay, but a Christmas version,
a Christmas
human,
whose wife Rita is dead.
I heard that it was one of those shark vacuums that did her in.
Oh, don't say ixnay on the arc shit. The shark vacuum is powerful, but it will never maim or kill you. So Coop's there. He's the one man crew. And again, immediately they start arguing. This was like their thing.
God,
the entire movie, and it was like, you
always need to have the arguing. I mean, that's in this genre. In this genre, I mean, you guys just said last week too with the arguing. Going back and forth. Okay, so it's hard to argue with a robot. So I guess that was a little difficult because. But that you'll get used to this for next week whenever we see that. It was
a little much though.
Yeah.
Like they really wanted to like that's my one complaint about this is that everything they did was just like forced. They have to like I guess think that either you're not paying attention or like you're really dumb because everything was repeated.
Which probably are the two demographics.
Yeah. Just ad nauseum. Just like okay, we get it. So. That was one of them. They're constantly arguing, and their breakup was bad. They talk about how they broke up.
Yeah. She left. He said, "I can't deal with this distance," so he shut down. And she was like, he felt abandoned, and she felt actually they both felt abandoned. Was pretty much what they said.
Yeah,
like she wanted to make it work.
I don't even know. I actually wrote like after this scene happened. I said I was too busy complaining about shit to know why. So I'm glad you paid attention.
Yeah, I did pay attention. I was like, oh. Because I thought it was kind of interesting because they usually don't get in. There usually is a very black and white. Somebody did something wrong. Somebody did something right. But
there's not many details.
They did contextualize this where I felt like, okay, he was too quick to say you left me I'm done with you. Like, it's like a breach of trust. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I'm leaving, but I don't want to break up with you. But you just threw in the towel the minute.
He couldn't
I
stand.
thought we were going to be together. I would just have this great career and come back.
Gotcha.
But he said no. So they were both kind of at fault.
Yeah, the woman can't be the breadwinner. You know what I'm saying?
This is Lifetime.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think it's okay.
Fine,
yeah, it's okay in this one. Yeah.
So now she's staying at the inn that she's fixing up in one of the rooms. She wakes up.
Oh, this is early on too now. Within the first maybe like half an hour.
Yep.
And
she wakes up. She's got her negligee on, her teddy,
and she hears a door open or something.
And it's more cleavage than I would expect from one of these Christmas movies.
Way more, right?
Yeah. So definitely way more than even more skin in this one scene than we got in all of the Hallmark movie.
Well, and then she opens the door up.
And then opens the door. Coop standing there shirtless, full hard nips, just staring me in the eyes.
I love how that's another one of the actors are just nips is coming into this
yeah. So I've written nips. We got nips. We talked about it last week about Lifetime
and
has
it
nips.
never fails to surprise me. I laugh every time because I watch more Hallmark ones because I just have more access to that channel. So whenever I see a pair flash across the screen, it's like, whoa, oh, right.
Lifetime.
Right. It's got to be Lifetime. I've also seen a murder once on Lifetime Christmas. That's why I thought it was a Hallmark movie. Somebody was delivering cookies to so-and-so. They walked in, the door was open. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I look, and there's feet on the ground. And she's like, oh my God!
This was a Christmas movie?
Yes, it was one of the Lifetime ones. And she was a baker. And it became like an investigative thing.
Oh, like a mystery.
Like the cop and her, they developed a little love story.
It was like
Rita's dead, but we got her.
The lady from Full House. What were her mystery shows?
Oh, yes. Lori Loughlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't she have like a garage
show mystery? Yeah, something
that. Like
garage
that.
door mystery.
Yeah. Was that Lifetime?
I think so. Yeah.
All right. So we got nips. We got cleavage. This is a party.
I mean, we're already. So at this point, you're thinking to yourself, okay, like I'm already into this more. And you know what? You didn't feel as drawn to like. I remember you weren't commenting about how terrible it was. Well, it's almost self-aware terrible. This one. Whereas the Hallmark one, I feel like...
That one's just a bad movie. The Hallmark one was just a poorly made movie.
Yeah.
Super, super, super low budget. Bad writing, bad acting, all around bad. Like, the moral of the story is fine. It's Christmassy, and you like that sort of cheesy, like, saccharine shit.
Yeah.
But, like, this one, it's a good, so far anyway, it's a decent love story. The acting is fine. And the nips are grade fucking A.
They keep coming back for more.
So they got to start the day. All right, only 8 more days left to get this house rebuilt. They've done nothing.
Exactly. And it's very hard to tell time passing.
Yeah.
And that it's Christmas time even because, again, it's bright green.
Bright green.
So every time they say, I'm like, wait, it's Christmas?
Yeah.
Like...
The scenes go on forever. There's no night or day. It's very, very hard to tell what is happening in this. But they do mention, like, okay, we only got 8 more days to, like, get this done.
Yep.
And they, like, always talk about the time crunch. And they never work on this house.
Yeah.
The entire time.
They argue a couple of times about like, wood.
Yes.
She wants to cut some corners.
Yeah, and so anytime they're going to go do some of the house, they argue, and then they leave.
Yeah.
Like, and like, come on, it's day 7. And I'm like... Dude, you guys are blowing this. But yeah, so this is another part where they're arguing and they're talking about the china and they're like, let's go find the china. And it's all just broken into pieces inside the cabinet.
It turns out that when the tree fell, somehow the cabinet, which was not even in the same room, got affected by the falling tree.
Still standing.
The cabinet looks fine.
Somehow vibrations from the falling tree shook the china into bits.
Into pieces. Looked like they were smashed on the floor, but they were in the china cabinet.
We're looking at you, Jack. We know that you went in there and smashed up Rita's fine china because you were pissed at her that she was hooking up with Steve, the handyman from up the street.
The shark salesman.
Look into this, Lori Loughlin, as soon as you get out of jail. Okay, next up, I quote Hot Cocoa Fest, but it was a cider fest where they're all drinking ciders.
This is where you uttered, like, I want to live in a town where we have little festivals like this.
Well, that was for the pie
the pie
competition.
Fest. Yeah, I forgot that.
Yes. But no, both things.
Yeah.
The cider thing looked great. the pie thing looked great. And I'm like, man, well, yeah, I want to live in a small town where I could like, be judged on my cider and pie.
Yeah, and not have exactly. That'd be fun. Like, because we've got things like the Chicken Wing Festival around here, right? But like, you have to be a restaurant to do that. You can't just like it's not like a mom and pop thing where you just make your recipe and go rolling on in there. Like we want something more organic like that here. So, our local folks here in the Western New York region, let us know if there's anything out there that...
They do have, like, barbecue competitions.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
For, like, smoking, like, ribs and chicken and stuff.
And do they have, like, Christmas things with it, too? That's what we want. We want the full, holiday experience with it.
Holiday experience, yeah. We should start this. We'll start small.
I love this idea.
And, we'll film
First
it all.
Eps. Yeah. Pie baking competition.
Oh my god, yes. We already, we'll sponsored by Shark.
By Shark, yeah. And we've got about 5 listeners, so it'll be really intimate. So it's perfect.
Exactly. If each one makes a pie.
That's a real good competition. And we can just promote or, film that live.
Yes.
Oh, God, this is great.
Keep an eye out for...
And we'll, of course, make it available on our Patreon.
Exactly. Yeah. When that happens, too. Don't go looking for that just yet. All right, so... Oh, this is the other part where they're complaining about not enough time as they're just out there buying poinsettias and pine cones. Like, this is the kind of shit that you would think that would come at the end when they're like...
it's like, you might want to put the side of the house back on before you get the poinsettias.
Fix the giant gaping hole. So, they're at the pie baking thing. And I just thought it was they had a cute moment where they I actually saw chemistry between them for like the first time. And like, they locked eyes and it was like a will they, won't they type situation.
Is it now? Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing that I liked about the movie is that, especially during this scene, there was tons of extras. The background had that hustle and bustle to it, where Hallmark... I complained about it being like so like just like sterile. Yes. No extras, no sound.
Yep.
Like, so I was like, man, this is like, you really, when you put them back to back, you really do notice a difference between these things.
Absolutely.
Next up, more arguing. They're back at the coffee house, just complaining about stuff. Still not working on this place at all.
No. I mean, you still got 5 days left.
And this is where I actually wrote down that they are so bad for each other. I went from it saying they have lots of chemistry at the pie thing, but they're just every scene they're in, they immediately start arguing.
Yeah.
And it seems exhausting.
It does seem exhausting. It was exhausting for us.
Yes, and I get the point you're trying to make, Lifetime. They're, they're not in a healthy spot right now.
No. Both vulnerable.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
do we have to feel vulnerable? Are you beating the vulnerability into us?
Yeah, we got...
Because we're feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this point now, they agree that they need to work together to get this done. They've got now only 6 hours to build an inn.
They just start working together. It's like magic then.
Yeah. And at the whole time, we forgot to mention that Sam is doing more social media. She's doing like her Insta. It's more of a nondescript social media where like hearts come off, but it seems like maybe it's like a Facebook Live or something.
I think so too, yeah. Facebook, Instagram Live, whatever.
So she's putting those out there, and now she's starting to get Coop involved, and everybody's like, they're starting to see the relationship.
Man here who's going to help me with this, like hold this for me, and at first you don't see him.
She boops a little white whipped cream on his nose.
It, and that's when we started. It's fading, the ice is thawing a little bit between the two,
and the sparks are flying.
The hearts are flying too. They're going up in it. Yeah.
So the people are starting to love Sam. They love that she's becoming more personal. We're seeing this relationship. We're seeing a different side of her. She finds a man. She's
realizing that her true meaning in life is to be with a man, and the audience respects that.
Exactly.
So they're just giving her lots of hearts for that.
Even Ryan Seacrest, he wants a piece of this.
That's right, Ryan. He did call in
a little cameo from Mr. Seacrest.
Which was bizarre.
Yeah, what like do you need this other like how much is Lifetime? Yeah.
It probably was like $10,000, right?
Probably
for like a 30-second cameo, literally like a cameo. Maybe they did. Maybe they bought him on cameo.
A cameo of Ryan Seacrest. It's probably still $1,000. Oh wait, no, you said 10,000.
I don't know how much. I bet. Yeah, he gets a lot, but still, the point is do you really need the money that badly? Because it looked like as blatant as the Shark product placement was. this weird blip of Ryan Seacrest.
I'm surprised Ryan Seacrest didn't say, "I gotta go. My shark vacuum is charged and ready to be cleaning." Another scene I thought was interesting, and a way to show that they were just kind of force feeding us this garbage. When he comes out with the donuts, and she's like, "I love you."
Oh my gosh.
Donut.
And she was live casting, yeah. And he was like, "See that? She loves me." I was talking about the donuts.
Who says I love you directly to a donut? Like, I would say, like, "Oh my God, I love donuts."
Yeah.
Or like, "Oh.
Yeah. I love these.
I love you, donut." It makes no. It sounds terrible. I love you, beer.
It was so
like that's like I love you, beer. I love you, milk.
It was just so awkward. Like it was so cringe. Like you know that she said it towards the guy.
Yeah, it was weird,
and it was just. It reminded me of like when you make a mistake in front of somebody that you do like, and then you say something, but just the way it was delivered just made me so. Maybe it was so realistic. I don't know. I hated it.
Yeah. But it wasn't even in
I
like
love your donut. It was bizarre.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was meant to be like a joke and it was like weird, but it just was weird.
I think I feel like she was really like, "Oh my God, I love you."
Yeah,
donut. But it just
didn't play.
It didn't.
Next, we're going to the snowball throwdown.
Of course, and talk about things that looked odd again and did not seem to work.
Dude, you're making
bizarre
a Christmas movie in summer. You gotta find a way to not include an entire scene about a snowball fight. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Why go through all the trouble of making this, like, fake snow scene, which is very obviously fake in every way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. Like, the snow was like foam. It looked like soap and, like, that
totally.
spray on
it was like shaved soap.
Yeah.
They had that person there with the fake with the snow machine, supposedly. That little cameo try to make it like a little wink at us.
Yeah, like, oh, we are, we got to make a little extra because it's summer.
But then they didn't even make, it wasn't even real snow they made. It was literally still more the same fluff. I remember there was a plastic sheet that some of the extras actually slipped on trying to walk out because they probably put some of the fake melting snow just was like slippery.
A mess. It was it's such a great scene for how bad it was.
Yes. Well, let's describe what was going on at the snowball competition.
Snowball competition is teams of two, and there are these like pallets set up for people to hide behind. Mm-hmm. It's like a military style.
Every team has their own pallet to hide behind.
And you got to jump out and like hit people with a snowball, and then they're out.
Yep.
So now you pointed out that it's probably best to get there early so you could pick the pallets that aren't directly in the center of the area.
Yes, because that was what we saw was a weakness of some of the teams. So some of the pallets were positioned in the corners.
Yep.
And
no one behind them.
Nobody behind them, and really hard to get to the end. It seems really convenient that the two major sides we're choosing both had a corner side.
Exactly.
And of course, who ends up going through but these two, right?
Yeah.
The rest of the people were literally have their backs exposed to everybody, and they went out in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about what happened after this, because this might have been the best scene that I've ever seen in any kind of a Christmas movie.
Are you talking about the 20-minute slow motion?
That I am.
Snowball fight.
That I am. This was epic. It was like a Marvel movie distilled into the Lifetime formula.
So, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So the scene was 5 minutes, probably, maybe filmed over a minute, because the entire thing was in slow motion.
It included Maria Menounos deflecting a thrown snowball with the lid of a garbage can in slow-mo.
It was impressive.
Her hair whipped, the garbage can went out, cha-chung! You heard it, and I was like, she looked like Wonder Woman.
She did.
I was like, damn, I love this. And then what's his name? Scott, whatever, is up there, and he's
her husband?
Yeah. I don't know what his name is.
We didn't even talk about her husband.
Out there, he's
Maria Menounos' husband.
But then he's out there and he's going in for the kill.
Yeah.
But then
he got
blasted
right in the throat.
Yeah.
We were so hoping that someone was going to smash in the face with a snowball. It would have made this such a better movie. Like that one little thing, if someone if she
just out of nowhere, just someone gets a huge bloody nose and black eye.
Could you imagine though if you're watching this, you would gasp
You would.
Like, it would be such a shock.
You
and,
would.
like, you would have her so she's fine. It's a Christmas movie,
Yeah,
for
she's got a
Christ's
black
sake.
eye for the 4 days left.
No, but it's just, like, hilarious. And she's, like, a little pissed that she got, smashed in the face with, like, a ball
She just misses it.
ice
She gets, like, some
shaving cream.
surgery, and she's finding exactly a ball of ice. Oh, God.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah, it was epic.
scene was
I thought
great.
it was epic. Yeah.
I could not believe how long and it just kept going. Even so, the snowball fight's done,
and they're high fiving and like kissing.
I thought it was accidentally like stuck in slow motion. If that's a possibility.
It kept going because I wanted to show you just how epic that was. I don't think this has ever in the history of holiday movies been attempted.
No.
I've watched a lot of my time. I've never seen anything like this.
Let's check with Guinness to see if it's the longest slow motion scene in any holiday movie.
I think it might be.
We'll check it
I
out.
think it might be.
Now, to add a beautiful cherry on top of this this scene here, the trophy they got was very obviously just a basketball that was spray painted white.
This was the famous snowball trophy handed down from generations.
Yeah.
And it's literally, you can see the dimples in the globe. Like, it was obviously a basketball.
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh, my God.
All right, so our next
Lifetime. You can't even put together, like, a pom-pom, like a white snowball pom-pom that buy from Joann Fabrics for 39 cents.
No.
And put it on a base.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of work.
They stole some, like, kindergartner's ball and spray painted white.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Well,
just when you think it was that reaching up.
I know. But now we're getting to, like, I think we're like kind of enjoying it. So it's more of like a real movie and we're holding it to a higher standard.
Yeah.
And then it drops and we're like, we should have known better.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we get to, we see more of her, like, manager, producer guy. And he's at his pool.
Ooh.
And this was a scene where I thought we were going to get more nips.
Another round of, burying it all.
And he was teasing it. So this guy, he's about to jump in the pool.
He was teasing it.
Undoes the top button, undoes the next button, and you're like, are we getting more male nips in this movie?
Yeah.
And then, like, it cuts. No more
He turns
male
around
nips.
and walks out.
And I wonder if that's, like, something that would have Marvista. Will they have 2 pairs of nips?
The thing with Marvista too is a lot of them, because they know that they don't leave Los Angeles or the Southern California region, that they're almost based there. They don't even try to pretend like it's anywhere else. It's always Christmas in LA with them. So they may very well have a beach scene. So you may get multiple nips because it's warmer out there, and they don't try to hide it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. We'll see. So he says that she's gotta no, this was not the part. He was just saying that she's everybody's buzzing about Sam and her relationship with Coop and what we're seeing.
Right.
So that's what he called her. So you're doing a great job.
Everyone wants to see you. You're on top of the world's social media.
Yes. Next up, we go and we see Coop. We see what he does for a hobby, and Coop likes to make shitty Christmas signs.
You can really sell these. They're like, now these are something you can find at Hobby Lobby, for like $9.
Just like a wood placard that just says joy.
And then there was a wooden like plaque that had really kind of terrible writing on it that looked like it got smudged.
Yeah, it was like one of those things where like you burn in with like the laser engraving,
like an inspirational
but like
quote.
Just it looked blurry. I'm like, how does wood engraving become blurry?
Yeah, like I think you have to do a real shitty job at it.
Yeah,
like it looked like literally one of the texts just maybe said like, I do some word burn on this side.
Yeah,
we want that.
Bring that in.
Yeah,
bring in all your shit.
Well, I guess we got.
Yeah, so he's a handy man, and he's got all this wood stuff, and it didn't give
me a lot of faith in his abilities. I have to be honest with you.
No, I know he's like the guy that she's counting on to like put.
We haven't seen anything together. 3 days left.
Yeah, exactly.
He hasn't even put a hammer to the board yet.
Yeah, so he's got like a board that they wrote their initials in when they were younger, and like so
she discovers that in the workshop.
She does, and guess what happens next? Not quite yet.
Okay.
But they do have like a ghost moment where instead of like pottery, he's like, this is how you saw wood.
That's right.
And you're like, Dude, this bitch has built 40 houses this year.
Meanwhile, we've seen her with a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
I'm like, she doesn't know how to use a handsaw? Come on.
Here, baby, let me show you. You got to go from the top down. And it's like, listen, your crafts look like shit. Get off of me, Coop. But at this point, it felt again like a real movie because we got like the background. There's like a song playing, and it sounded like a real song.
Yeah.
Like it was like a country, like a country
Christmas
music
song.
Yeah. And it sounded like they paid some money for this song, and I was like, wow, Lifetime really stepping up their game. And then, we get a nice PG-13 kiss, I would even say.
How long do you think that their lips were locked for? Because I was...
Dude, they put that in slow motion, too. It was,
I was clenching my pearls during the entire one because it would have me hot and heavy.
Yeah, and I was clenching my butt.
You were just quivering down there?
I was tight. I was real tight. But yeah, dude, this was a hot kiss.
Yep.
I don't know. I have no comparisons as far as the Lifetime stuff goes. But yeah, this one
was not a chaste one like we saw last week.
No, way better than Hallmark.
Yep.
I was like,
okay. Do we want these guys to have their own room right now? Because
Yeah, and they may have boned. We don't know. We don't get to see it.
They did just kind of end the scene. Which is interesting because, again, Hallmark usually will have it not end on a kiss like that. It would be like a kiss and then a snowball gets thrown at him by a kid. It's like, we're back. Yeah. It was just a momentary lapse of our judgment.
Yeah, so this one just ended. There was no, like, scene of, like, pants on the floor or whatever.
Well, no pants on the floor. But, what's his name? Jack didn't come walking in like, oh, I thought this was my bedroom.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But no.
So, yeah, that was good. But now we find out her manager calls again, and her numbers are up. Haley is out of the Christmas special.
Haley's done.
They want Sam.
2 days to Christmas. Now they want Sam. I'd be like, no. You just told me I didn't have it. I made plans. I'm not leaving.
Yeah, so she has to fly back immediately. It's Christmas Eve.
And do you know where she's going again? Was it New York?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. But supposedly, somehow, the inn got finished. We didn't see any work being done.
No. I mean, we saw a little bit like in the workshop.
Demo. They showed them doing demo.
The demo. And then they're out there arguing about the wood.
Uh-huh.
And then they were in the workshop when he was doing the ghost moment with sawing. So assuming they were sawing something for the project, I guess.
Yeah, well, they made a arboreum. What was that thing they made for Rita? It's like a...
Oh, for the vines to go over or whatever. Yeah. In the garden, right.
So, that was something that Rita really wanted that was in her journal before she passed away. Oh, so they made that for Jack.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know where the time came from, where the work came from, how they got this done. It's a Christmas miracle, we'll say.
Well, it was, and the room itself was just decorated with Christmas decorations. I don't think there was any actual pieces of furniture in there. So I don't know what it's going to look like when the holidays are done.
Yeah.
But
that's for Jack to decide.
Exactly.
And the ghost of Rita.
Do you think there's a ghost? Oh, that'd be a nice one too. Maybe the follow up, like
that's gonna be on Discovery.
On Discovery Channel, yes.
Christmas at the Harbor Inn.
Behind the scenes, they're exploring Rita's ghost. Oh, I love that idea.
So it was a nice, like, a heartwarming ending. Like, like Jack got this gift.
Oh, actually, we haven't really talked about the ending yet. But go ahead.
I mean, we're getting there. This is the end of the synopsis, so we're talking about the ending.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were saying like that was the ending. I'm like, well, there's more.
No.
More.
This is the ending.
We're talking about
that we're getting to. Yeah. So, but it was like they gave Jack this gift, and it was really nice, and he's like choking up, and it was like, man, there's like eliciting some real emotion out of me. Like I thought it was very nice.
I totally agree.
But Sam has to leave. She's got to fly back to be on this special.
Yes.
Everyone's sad. They don't want her to go. Even Coop's sad.
Yep.
But Jack gives him a gift to cheer him up. And what is that gift? A Shark vacuum cleaner. No, I'm kidding. I
was like, oh, is that where it comes back in again?
It was a smartphone. So he can create a social media profile in order to create an elaborate video for Sam to watch on the chance that she has her notifications turned on, that he just followed her.
And she follows him back.
And sees his video of him saying that he was wrong and he wants her back.
I love the fact that he figured out, so he's obviously not into technology if he didn't have one to begin with. So he's mastered putting a video online, which I still trouble with on Instagram.
Well, I think maybe Maria Menounos probably helped him out.
Oh, see, that would be more like that. I see her doing that now.
Yeah, that was, it's his sister. She wants to what's best for him. But just the timing was so weird. She's like, Sam just left. He gets his phone, creates like an account, and like is doing a live video while she's in the car
on the way to the airport.
And now immediately he's not even done with his video yet.
Yeah,
and she's back. And she's like, "You had me at Christmas, baby." And then they bone. And then, like, this is where it gets really, like, hot. Where everybody starts taking their shirts off. And I'm like, what is happening? Slow motion, full penetrative sex. And I was like, what is this? No, just kidding. They got engaged. Which, again, is just
almost as good. Almost as risque.
It's almost as unbelievable as the giant orgy scene. Because, like, they hate each other the entire episode. And then, like, he says something nice for once. And then he's like, oh, also, let's get married because...
He did propose, yeah.
And she said yes.
See, what I found interesting, though, is that there's no... This part, I thought was actually pretty unique also. Because they left it at... She's going to keep being a celebrity. She's not moving back here. And that he is going to work it out where he'll be with her.
Yeah.
Which hardly ever happens. Ever.
Now, in Lifetime movies, you mean? Or like
no, usually not in Lifetime either. But
Lifetime's like the women's empowerment channel. You would think that would happen more often.
It does happen more in Lifetime. But it's not even just the fact that it's the woman who's keeping her job. Because that might happen in Hallmark too, possibly. But Hallmark, it's all about the community. It would never, like, the community would never, Belle Harbor would never lose out.
She'd be staying there.
Yes. She would
like
change
manage the inn.
Exactly. And she would have her own blog there, and she would be making, she would quit that
You're
corporate
right.
greed.
You're right.
And be there. But this one, she's staying with it. She made her way. She wants to commit to that. She made a commitment, and he's going to go with her and support her, which I think was actually really liked.
Yeah. Yes.
There was shit like on New York. It's always like, oh, well, you'll leave New York City sometime to come back to, Gray Manor.
Yeah, it's always some shitty rural place.
Exactly. It's like, no, we don't want to live in that fucking area.
Wow. Good.
We want to live in New York City.
Tell us your true feelings.
Yeah, so I found this a little more believable from
that's basically the whole premise of one of my favorite television shows, Heart of Dixie.
Exactly. Was that a Hallmark? Because that's the same kind of thing, right?
No, it's very similar. It's very, very cheesy, but it's such a good show. If you ever just need a break from
I'm telling you,
violence and stuff, this one has a lot of sex in it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
lots of nips.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was
just saying, this is a CW show.
You like The Good Witch, I think. Of course, you don't get a lot of nips on it, but it is on Hallmark. But I think it would be a lot like that show, minus the nips.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
So Coop goes back with her, and now he's the co-host on her show.
Yes. Which I liked too. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. Supposedly they're not arguing as much.
No.
I don't know how much in advance we're seeing, but they seem very happy together.
In love.
Yeah.
100%. This was the right move. All they needed was a little support and understanding from one another. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I loved that towards the end, like, I don't remember when it came in, but like the one girl has the shirt that says, "I want soup for Christmas," and you're like, what the fuck does that mean? Because you missed the part earlier where like they created like a name, Sam and Coop. And you're like, what? Like a Christmas soup?
I remember that. Because I'm like, is that more product placement? Like, I'm just the Campbell's commercial. Exactly.
Hashtag I want soup for Christmas. They did miss an opportunity for more product placement with Campbell's soup.
Yeah. I mean, and I've seen some product placement too. Usually I've seen a lot of Folgers has been in some of them too. I don't remember which one it is. It may be Lifetime, maybe does it more.
Okay.
But yeah. Would you like some Folgers, dear? You're like, this is amazing.
I expect after the early on Shark blatant commercial, I expected to see more of it.
Oh no, they only got the 30 seconds.
Dude, they didn't. There was no other like anything in it.
No. I mean, Shark probably paid him a good like what?
Yeah, $50.
I bet they paid Ryan Seacrest's salary.
I bet you're right. It was like a trade-off.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Ryan has stock in Shark and he like made it happen.
Look that up.
We'll figure that out. So that was it. Now, we talked about this was...
We've talked about a lot of this movie. I'm really surprised.
We talked about this in comparison to Hallmark. To me, way better.
Yeah. Okay.
Way better.
Okay.
I'm excited to see if we do a Mar Vista feature next, what that even is.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll find one out. Yeah.
And how it compares to Lifetime.
Okay.
But surprisingly, like going in, especially after the Hallmark, I thought this movie was just going to be shit.
Yeah.
Now, it was a very bad movie. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Like, the quality of it was not good at all. I had a lot of fun watching it because we shit talked it a lot, which was great. But like the acting was actually decent. The story was good, but it was
I mean, they spent literally $10,000 on it.
Yeah,
like I mean that's what. Like,
and that was their snow budget.
Exactly. If they had a bigger budget, it might have been better because I think it had the raw materials to it, but it just
yeah 50 like it was like 50 grand probably. 20 grand went to Ryan Seacrest.
5 each of the main actors.
Yeah, and then it was snow. And then like $1,500 for their slow motion camera operator.
And Maria Menounos.
I bet she got paid big. But yeah, no, so it was good. I actually like when people like sarcastically like shit on like Lifetime movies, I expected it to be way worse. I'm definitely open to watch more Lifetime movies.
You can see how you can watch these in the background when you're kind of doing something.
Absolutely.
And one of the things I noticed was that you were actually watching this one legitimately more.
I paid way too much attention to this
one.
And I don't know if it was because like I was after watching the Hallmark one and seeing how bad it was, I was like kind of like looking for more like that, more to pick apart. But no, it was all around. It was much better, but still just a terrible movie.
I love it. That's a great recommendation.
Like, even for it wasn't even a good Christmas movie.
No, none of these ever are. They're just set in Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, this had no Christmas. Like, it could have been set anytime.
Yeah. I mean, it was. It was. In the summertime in Connecticut, we saw.
Yeah. They should have been having, like, I don't know, it was like a Cinco de
like
Mayo
a clam
party.
bake or something. Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah. Go watch the Holiday Fix-Up on Lifetime. Or don't. You're not going to miss anything.
But if you do watch it, you won't be disappointed because you know what you're in for. It is...
Yeah.
If you want to see something like this, go for it. If you want to see the longest slow-motion snowball fight ever...
Absolutely. Watch it just for that.
I thought that was worth it, the price of admission myself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's take a little U-turn and talk about some of the best Christmas movies. We talked about the top 20 through 11 last week of this USA Today list of the best Christmas movies ever.
Right, and I was flummoxed by them.
It was a terrible list so far.
Yeah.
I really was hoping that, this would be a good talking point and be like, now we watched the shitty Christmas movie, now we're watching the great one.
Okay.
And like, they were awful. Let's see how the top 10 though works out.
Have you looked at these? You know what to expect, or you're going to blind to?
No, I know what to expect.
Okay, all right.
I don't remember though because I looked at it last week.
Okay.
Number 10, A Christmas Story.
Yes, I love that movie.
Yes, a
love
classic.
It, love it.
Definitely a top 10 on any list.
I think so.
Won't even be considered higher by a lot of people.
Yeah. That's one of the movies where I think you can make an argument for number one.
I need to rewatch it though. Like I didn't like it as a kid.
Okay.
Because I don't know, everybody was so mean to him, and it looked like it was just kind of a bummer. Like
I guess
he gets his BB gun, the thing he like longs for.
It's so sarcastic. It's just so.
But that's why I want to watch it as an adult because I haven't watched it probably in many, many years. I don't know if it's probably better now.
I feel like you'd like it because you'll see it more for how like from the kid's point of view, but it's like an adult's view of what kids do. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I think you're right because like I think now I would more. Be on the same page as like the father.
Yeah.
Like I've definitely done that before. This is a major award.
I think you'll definitely and that's another thing too is you do see more with like the dynamics between the mother and the father when you get older too. And you see like how they have their power differentials and it's really interesting. I don't know. Yeah.
All right, number 9 is A Christmas Carol. This is the 1951 traditional version.
Okay.
Now, we've talked about the Muppet Christmas Carol, so let's just put that in there and assume they're talking about this.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, is this the one with Alistair Sims? Who's in this one?
Yep.
My mom loves this version.
Really?
I guess he's a very good actor.
This one says it cuts right to the dark tones of the original text, with Scrooge living through an insightful horror film to come out of the other side as a better man.
Wow, well, my mom's favorite. Who
Yeah,
knew? Peggy
yeah.
had it in her. I love it.
Who knew? She gets that. She's like that real dark Christmas shit.
Yes.
But yeah, you and I both love the Muppet Christmas
Absolutely,
Carol.
yeah.
Probably the best Christmas musical.
I guess so.
Like you got White Christmas.
I mean, that's a good. I mean, I don't really like that, but people love that movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This one, in the street corner choir, I'm getting warmed by a fire. Whenever you find love, it feels like Christmas.
Oh my god, that's
such
amazing.
a good movie.
Yes.
I'm gonna go watch that now. All
I
right.
haven't watched it yet this year.
Yeah, no, not yet. Number 8 is The Apartment. Now let's see, we're right back in this shit. I don't know what this is.
I've never heard of it. That's a Christmas movie?
It's a romantic dramedy starring Jack Lemmon as a nebbish office drone known for lending out his place for bosses to take their mistresses. Why is this in the top 10 of a Christmas list?
I love it.
He puts the focus back on himself when he starts to fall hard for an elevator girl, played by Shirley MacLaine, whom the big boss secretly takes to the love den on Christmas Eve.
Oh, this sounds amazing.
What is this list I have? Whoever includes The Apartment in the top 10 Christmas movies?
I have no idea, but I want to
to
watch it now.
I kind of do too.
An elevator girl, Shirley MacLaine, going to the love den? What the hell is happening?
Yeah, what's an elevator girl? And what's a love den? This movie has probably been Me Too big time. That's probably why it's
That's why you haven't heard of
list.
it. It's
USA,
gone.
Yeah, USA
Banned.
Today does not believe in cancel culture.
I think they are more of a right leaning paper, actually.
Explains it. Number 7, Die Hard. We talked about it last week with Lethal Weapon. Now, I would consider this one to be much more of a Christmas movie than Lethal Weapon. It's set during Christmas. There's a ton of Christmas music that plays throughout. He says ho, ho, ho.
Yep.
He says Merry Christmas.
Yep.
You know? What do you think? Are you a Die Hard is a Christmas movie or Die Hard is not a Christmas movie person?
I mean, I have to admit, I've never watched the full thing.
Are you
the scenes that I've seen,
me?
you know, when they were going to the airport and crashing into things and everything's blowing up.
That's not even Die Hard. That's Die Hard 2.
Oh. Well, that doesn't seem very Christmas
God.
to me.
No, that movie's terrible.
Oh, that's a terrible one?
Yeah, we gotta watch Die Hard. Die Hard's Nakatomi Plaza, and he's in there. He's climbing through the...
Dad?
No. This is like the building. He's climbing through the ducts.
Oh.
Hey, come to the coast. We'll have a few laughs.
All right, well, maybe we'll watch this for one of our movies.
It's so good.
How many more movies do we have to watch before? Do we want time for Mar Vista
know.
and then
Who
Die
knows?
Hard?
No.
That could be a good one to review at the end.
We don't. We need to take a break so I can wrap some Christmas presents. Number 6, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Now, on my list, this is number 1.
Okay, and I think there's a lot of arguments for that one too.
This is
a great one.
I watch it probably 2 times a year.
Yeah,
I watch it in the summer, and I watch it in the winter before Christmas.
Okay.
And it is still good all
I like
this
it
time.
too. I would always watch. If that's on TV, I'll watch it, no problem. I love the part where Maleke Marco.
Yes.
Classic.
Yes. Yeah, I think my wife gets annoyed with me because I'm one of those assholes that just says the quotes the entire time
You do
as they're
that?
saying
Wow,
it. Yeah.
you do like that one.
I do. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a good movie. It's a bummer that I loved Chevy Chase when I was growing up, and now he's like a weird old racist dude. It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But
Who
it will never take away from my love of Christmas Vacation.
Right. When he was pure.
Yes, exactly. Number 5 is Miracle on 34th Street.
Yep. I don't really like all these old ones as much.
Yeah.
But
so there's A Miracle on 34th Street that came out in the 90s.
I remember I watched that one.
I love that one. It's got John Hammond as the Santa Claus guy.
Okay.
And then that little girl who was, I don't know, she was in everything. When she was
Not the
Matilda.
Curly Sue girl.
No.
Oh, but she looked kind of like her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They were great.
Matilda. Yeah, she had a little nose.
It was way better than anything from
Remember
1947.
Prancer?
Yeah.
I was like, that was out for a long time too.
I went to the movies and saw Prancer.
I forgot about that. That was another good one. And the Santa Claus. I didn't see these on this list.
Yeah, exactly. Number 4, Love Actually. I love Love Actually.
I just rolled my eyes for those at home.
I know. You don't like it at all?
It's so like, to me, that's what like all these Hallmark movies kind of want to be. Mm-hmm. That's what they would be with a big budget. And it just is so sappy to me, but like not self-aware at all that it's sappy, and it makes me feel so uncomfortable.
See, I don't think it's sappy at all. It's it's an R-rated Christmas movie. It's British. It's British comedy, and it's amazing. Like every single character in it is like fully fleshed out and has like
that little kid who plays like the drums. I mean, come on.
You always bring him up. You just
he
don't
was
like
so
him.
Annoying. And then there was the
Hugh Grant doing the dance. You don't like the Hugh Grant dance?
I didn't believe it. I don't believe those. So Monica Lewinsky and him together. It was weird.
Okay.
Like that's what they look like to me. Reminded me of like Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. Like name. It was just awkward.
Like I'm trying to Americanize this British comedy.
I did like the. I thought my favorite part of that movie was the Christmas manger scene. When the people with Holly Octopus and the lobster, I laughed at that.
Okay, so what about now? This is the scene everybody knows, where Andrew Lincoln goes to Keira Knightley and he has the placards, the signs, and it says like, "Say it's carolers." You don't even remember this part? It's like
I remember the one guy was making a song. He's like the old guy coming back and making a song, and he fell in love with his manager.
Yeah, that's a different scene.
Okay, that's all I remember.
Really? You need to rewatch Love Actually.
All right, I'll watch it again.
Your other favorite, number 3, Elf.
Oh my God, that's even worse.
I know. We're not even gonna, don't even talk, dude, because we know it's just your feelings towards Will Ferrell. This is a holiday classic. It's one of the greatest holiday movies.
Oh no,
ever.
It's not. He sits there and eats like SpaghettiOs in front of them, really awkwardly. It's so ridiculous. Zooey Deschanel sings for 20 minutes in the bathroom, and he listens on like a creep. The whole thing is bizarro. It's weird. And he acts like he's got like the mental stability of like a 4-year-old.
He's an elf. He lived with elves in the North Pole for years.
Elves are not like...
He doesn't they don't understand the world.
Do they all just bop into each other up in the North Pole? Like
they do, actually, yeah.
Pieces of... I don't even know what they would be. Turnips?
I don't know what that means. Pieces of turnips popping into each other?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched this movie before.
I have watched it. That's what I'm saying. They're not stupid people, but he acts like a adult. I cannot stand him.
I know. It's a classic.
Do you think that he's got one of the lowest IQs of any Hollywood actor? Because I would think he does.
No. You are very biased towards him. I think he's a very intelligent person, and he's got to be because he is a very popular actor who has made billions of dollars.
And we all know the smart people always get the most money.
I mean, he's smart enough to make that money. Where's your big Hollywood movies?
I have no money from the Hollywood movies.
Exactly.
Although I've tried every year, and they keep casting that jackass instead of me.
Number 2, It's a Wonderful Life. Now,
yeah, this is a depressing one.
Yeah.
But ultimately happy, I guess, at the end.
Yeah, I guess. Like, it is very, very heavy for just like a Christmas movie. But it's, it's a story that everybody should... I watched it for the first time, I think, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I had never seen it before, and I was like...
Are you gonna watch it again? Because I watched it once too, and I'm like, okay,
good on it.
Yeah.
I get the point of it, and I agree. Yeah. I like the story that it's telling, but meh.
The other one I'm thinking of that's kind of the same. Maybe it's number 1. I don't know. There's that one with Judy Garland that's really famous too. That I don't. It hasn't been on the list yet.
I don't know, Wizard of Oz.
No, it's like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Maybe
it comes from that movie. It's not Wizard of Oz.
No, maybe it's called Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know that
They're
one.
like moving away somewhere from their town. And it's also kind of a bummer of a Christmas show. Like, that was kind of the thing back then.
Yeah, all of those, like, classics.
Yeah, yeah. And that wasn't out here, I don't
think. Give me some Elf. Give me some Love, Actually. And,
I mean...
most of all, give me some Scrooge. Number 1 on this list.
Oh, I love Scrooge. Really?
Scrooge.
That's number 1?
Yeah. The Bill Murray.
I was going to tell you that I'm surprised that didn't make it on here.
It did. It's number 1. Surprisingly, this list is the craziest list I've ever read.
I would put Scrooge solidly in the top 10, but I wouldn't put it as number 1 because I just think it's too dark. But I guess that's what they like about it, right?
Yeah, and it's basically the Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
it's the same as that, but just more comedic, more absurd, and yeah, it's great.
It is so good. Now I only watched it for the first time like 4 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of my cousin's favorite movies, and I'm like, I don't really care about Scrooge. Like, my mom was watching Alice Just Tim ones. I got it. It was fine. But I watched it, and I laughed out loud about the Mary Lou Retton. Which I always found her amusing back in the day. I don't know why, but the fact that she was into this movie as Tiny Tim just made me laugh. And she was kind of a bitch, I think, supposedly in the movie.
It was hilarious. It was perfectly like a perfect slice of that time period. So it's not aging super well.
It's not okay.
You know, like because it is like. I mean, there's the whole scenes where they're filming the live thing, and like you see how dated like all the technology and stuff is. And you got Bobcat Goldthwait coming in at the end there.
Yeah. I like the what's your name though? Two things. His like right hand woman. I do like that storyline. How she like at the end she's like the Jim. Well, no, not the Jiminy Cricket. Yeah, that's what is she? She's from the
Bob Cratchit.
Bob Cratchit. Yes. Yeah. I'm thinking of the little guy from. Whatever that was. Yes, so she like takes the place of him, and I'm like, okay, cool, I can get that. It's like the working mom, and then there's the elf lady, fairy lady with the wings, who makes me laugh a ton. Who is that actress?
I don't remember her name.
Like she was around in everything too, and when I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, this lady.
Yeah, it's gonna bug me. Her name.
Oh my god, just dying with laughter.
Carol Kane.
Yes, love her.
Yeah, she's great in everything that she's in. So yeah, that's the USA Today's weird, terrible list of the best Christmas movies.
So we can make fun of that list, but I don't see any Hallmark or Lifetime movies on that list.
It's true, and they don't deserve to be there because they're giant piles of garbage fire. That if you want to have fun and just hang out and watch a movie in the background, I definitely would recommend the Holiday Fix-Up for that. Don't go into it expecting a good movie, but like I had so much fun watching it with you guys. Like it's so bad, but at the same time, like there are pieces of it that you could be like, okay, this is
that's
like,
it.
It's there's something that I'm getting out of it.
Yes, I'm enjoying my time one way or the other, and then every once in a while it hits you in the feels, and you're like, whoa. Like when they did the reveal at the end, and you actually felt like the actor who played the older guy was being like remembering.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh my god, I'm actually kind of getting verklempt a little bit.
That was it. That was what I was talking about. Yeah, when Jack has like that moment where it's like, hey, this is amazing. Like,
and Rita was back there for a moment, and I was like, oh wow. And then then they do something that's just ridiculous, and you're back.
#soup.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm like, okay, good. That was enough emotion for one day. We got to move on from that.
Move on. Yeah. All right. Well, that is it for our Lifetime movie rundown. So, who knows? Maybe next week we'll do the Mar Vista.
No, we need to.
That's the plan.
The audience is demanding this now.
All right.
We've got so many hearts on our social media right now.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
They need it.
So we'll keep an eye out for a good one of those. We'll come back with another shitty movie discussion, I'm sure. But until then, check us out on all our social medias. We're on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. Right now, I'm doing the Advent calendar of the streaming holiday movies. Today, you could find Just Friends, the Christmas movie starring Ryan Reynolds, available to stream right now on Netflix.
Okay.
Go check that out. And then also check us out on YouTube. That's at Pop Culture Playground. You can find the video versions of this as well as a whole bunch of other movie, TV show, video game stuff. And everywhere you get podcasts, you can listen to our episodes.
To these
check
voices.
Us out. Yeah, these dulcet tones. Check us out on, if you get it from Apple, be sure to leave a 5-star review. Leave a comment. Let us know what you like about the show. And that's all I got. We will be back next week for more holiday fun times.
I'm so excited about that.
I am exhausted.
You got another movie or two to go.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Super holiday extravaganza.
Woo-hoo. Yeah. Woo-hoo.